All right, welcome into another edition of the 2023 MLB Draft Show. It's the Georgia episode. I got my boy Will Hofer in the house, but Drew Burress, pride of Georgia, Perry, Georgia. What's up, Drew? How we doing, man?
What's up? I'm doing good. I'm ready to get this thing going. So.
Absolutely. Well, let's kick this off. We'll kick it off how we always kick it off. Drew Burress, Perry, Georgia, outfield. Tell us who you are on the field. What are your best tools? How you like to play? And then a little bit about you off the field. What you like to do to kill your spare time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a baseball player. I'm a winner. That's my biggest attribute. I always like to say. I mean, you go look at some of my stats in the past. I mean, I've won Jupiter, won a WWBA, won PG World Series, won a gold medal, won a state championship. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I like to win, and that's what I plan on doing every time I go to the field. I enjoy doing things. I wake surf with my dad. We got a wake boat this past summer, and I enjoy doing that. I golf a little bit. We're actually about to go on a skiing trip to Park City from the 20th to 28th. That's something I really love to do too. I mean, I'm a big active guy. I mean, I don't like. My dad's a big deer hunter, and I mean, I enjoy it. I'll do it just to hang out with him, but. I'm not a big sit around and wait guy. I like going out and do stuff, and that's kind of what calms my brain, especially in times like this. I mean, this is probably the longest I have been without playing baseball in 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, so I'm just ready to get the season back going right now.
You haven't picked up a bat in like 2 months?
I've been playing. I've been. I mean, not playing. I've been hitting. I mean, I've been throwing and stuff like that. But I haven't been in an in-game situation since Jupiter. So,
man. Well, Will, you are our resident Georgia expert. So throw out the next question to Mr. Burress here.
Yeah, I guess I am. So one thing that we kind of took notice of, at least I did, because I don't think there was anybody from Georgia that attended this event last year, was that you received an invite to PBR Super 60. And it just kind of, what are you looking forward to the most there? What do you feel like you're looking to show off to everybody? And like what showcase like component is your favorite to do? Because I mean, you're good at pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I've always been a guy that's good with showcase numbers. I mean, I'm strong. I can run. I can obviously hit a little bit, and I have a good arm. So I mean, the showcasing stuff has never really been a problem for me. I've always been good at it. But for me, I mean, I just like being around the guys. I mean, like I said, I mean, I haven't done really any structured baseball events since Jupiter. I mean, so that's the thing for me, and I'm just ready to go do something, and if there's a baseball thing that I can go to, I mean, I pretty much always want to be there. So I mean, I just want to get there, hang around a lot of my guys, and my buddies AJ Ewing's going, Tate McKee. I mean, I have a few buddies that are going there, and I'm just excited to be around the guys again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Drew, you probably didn't know this. So we compiled statistics for the top 200 high school hitters that we've got on our board for 2023. You're in the top 200. I'm sure you've seen the board or you've seen other boards out there. Nobody had more plate appearances. Nobody had more at bats. Nobody had more hits than you. So it kind of speaks to just how active you are on the tournament scene. How much pride do you take in showing up every single weekend to make sure that your name is out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of something my dad's instilled in me. I mean, he says all the time. I mean, if being in the weight room all year round, like some of these guys do, were the way to get you better, then the guys in minor leagues wouldn't be playing 140 games a year. To me, that's how you get better at the game of baseball. I mean, you got to go out there and get ABs and learn how to adjust and learn how to battle against some of those better guys. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, that's something I like to do. If there's a baseball field, I want to be on it. And if there's a game going on, I want to play whoever the best pitcher is they got. And that's just something I've always been. I mean, I like being out there, and I like beating whoever the best guy I can find is.
So let me parlay that really quick, Will, before you jump in.
Yeah.
Drew, I mean, you've got like over 200 at bats this summer. I mean, it's in actual structured tournaments. Where do you need to improve? Like, what is your area that you're like, okay, this winter, I really need to take this part of my game to the next level if I'm going to hope to see my name with some of those other guys at the top of the class?
I mean, yeah. The main thing I've really been working on this fall is I know, especially this high school season coming up. I mean, I'm gonna pretty likely to get pitched around even more so than I've been in the past. I mean, so that's kind of been one of my things. Is I've always been a big, especially early in the count. I mean, just sit on a fastball, and even if I see a hanging breaking ball or a breaking ball that I could probably do some damage on, I've always just kind of took it and then kind of waited for a better pitch. But that's kind of something I've focused on this fall. Is just getting something. Even if I get one of those hanging breaking balls or something early in the count, instead of just kind of waiting around, just being ready to do damage early in the count, no matter fastball, breaking ball, change up.
I like that. Anything in the zone, smoke it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So I kind of wanted to switch it up a bit. I think when you're like us, we just always are looking for anything baseball related on YouTube. And a channel that I became more acutely aware of than I was previously was the Baseball Bat Bros channel.
Mm-hmm.
And the particular video that introduced me to it was this video where they're out in Colorado trying to set the record for the longest home run ever hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm watching it and I'm like, that Drew? Yeah, it is Drew. And Drew, you and Petey were out there, and Petey Kraska.
Yep.
And I just kind of wanted to learn more about how you got involved with those guys, because you've been doing stuff with them. I saw some stuff you did with them at Lake Point, testing out different bats, and just kind of like, what did it feel like to hit tanks at 10,000 feet?
Yeah, I mean, I got hooked up with Will and those guys going into this summer, and we've kind of stayed in touch. And I mean, obviously, he knows, and he saw some videos of Petey playing this summer with us, and he was like, hey, he actually asked me if I was interested in going out there in Colorado. He was like, hey, you want to come to Colorado and bring Petey too? So I mean, that's just another one of those things. I mean, that's something I couldn't turn down. I mean, and it really is. I mean, that elevation does make a big difference. I mean, you hit the ball and it just explodes, and it seems like it never falls off, and it's just boom. And I mean, it looks like it really what it reminds me of is when you're hitting a golf ball, like with a driver. I mean, you hit it and it just goes, and it seems like it never falls down. And I mean, it's a big difference. And I mean, it's cool to see how elevation changes like that, because I mean, you always see the stuff in Denver about like with the home run derby a couple years ago, those guys hitting it 30-40 feet further than have ever been hit before, and you're just like, I wonder how much of a difference it's really making. I mean, and it was cool to see with my own eyes. I mean, it's legit.
Oh yeah, I'm a big golfer myself, and we go to Tahoe every year, and there's nothing like playing golf in Tahoe.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you feel like the strongest man on the earth.
Yeah, that's never something I've been able to do. Is to play golf up in the mountains. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I want to do that at one point.
It's an experience. You always think you have a feel for where your ball is, like where it landed, and then you got to keep going. You just got to keep walking. So one thing I wanted to, I see you're wearing a PG, a perfect game vest there, sweater. What were some of the advantages to taking part in some of those perfect game events? Because I know, specifically speaking for Will and Prospects Live here, we are really, really involved in the data. We really like to qualify players quantifiably through numbers. So, hit tracks and blast motion and KVS and some of these other pieces of tech that you were hooked up to this summer. What do you think about that? Is that a piece of the industry that you really find yourself fascinated in?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously, especially with today's game. I mean, I think I've heard it said before. I mean, baseball is like 30 years behind everything else technology wise. I mean, that's why you're just now starting to see stuff like Cressy and these guys that are lifting. I mean, it's just now starting to kind of creep into baseball. I mean, guys in the past have just been lifting to get stronger and get bigger. But I mean, it really, baseball has been behind technology wise, and now it's just like such a big wave has come across with all the technology. I mean, you can definitely get caught up in all the technology, and that's the thing for me. I mean, there's definitely a time and a place for all of it, and there's definitely a use for all the technology. But it's never define what I'm doing. Like I like to see. I mean, if I'm hitting the ball 106 or if I'm hitting the ball 99, and what the little changes are that made the difference of that 7 miles an hour. And obviously that's a big deal. But it doesn't matter if you can hit it 107 or 99 if you can't square the ball up in the first place. Then there's a problem. So I mean, like I said, there's definitely time and a place for it. But I do use it to see when I'm at my best. But I try not to use it too much, just kind of take myself over, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I dig that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to build off that a little bit because you said something interesting kind of in conjunction with kind of your motto in terms of like, you know, why you like to play as much as you do. You're getting better when you're on the field getting ABs.
Yep.
And, you know, if it took you brought that weight room anecdote your dad had. So I just kind of it seems like you're a guy that when you get into the weight room, you want to go in there with a plan. You want to go in there and you know, this is what I'm going to do. This is how long I want to do it for. Like, you're going to make the most of your time. So, and I mean, we've talked about it before, you know, great arm, you know, drive the ball to all fields, you know, run a 6.44 60. Like, talk us through kind of your regimen, you know, when you're training and how you train your body to, you know, get that bat speed, you know, get that, you know, first step quickness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big lifting guy. That's something. I mean, I lift Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays after school with a personal trainer, and then I lift Monday through Friday in school too with my guys at the high school. But I mean, that's a huge thing for me. I mean, I always tell everybody, you know, you have the guys that DM you asking how to throw harder, how to hit harder, or whatever. But if you're the strongest dude in the room, you're pretty likely going to be the hardest thrower. You're pretty likely going to have the highest exit velos. I mean, it's just proven fact. I mean, if you can be strong, you're going to be better at the game. And I mean, that's a big thing for me is just, I mean, lift a bunch of weight and do it, like you said, in a way that's specially designed for baseball. I mean, you have guys, I mean, go in there and bench press 500 pounds if you want, but I mean, how much is that going to translate to the game of baseball? But I mean, so like I said, I'm going to have a guy that I go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday off season, and then once we get into high school season, we'll go 2 days a week. And but he sets up a plan for us, and we follow that thing, and it's been such a big increase for me. I mean, you can go look at it. I don't know if you saw it. I deadlifted 630 pounds the other day, but I mean, it just throughout the years from my freshman year when I started going with them, my deadlift was 405. My sophomore year, it got up to 455. Then the end of my sophomore year, it got up to 515 or whatever. And then now this year, it's 630. And you can see, I mean, a direct correlation between that and my velocity from the outfield and my exit velocities I'm getting when I'm hitting. I mean, freshman year, it's my throwing velocity from the outfield is 84. Sophomore, it's 89. In the sophomore year, it's 91. Junior year, it's 95, and now it's 97 or 100. I mean, so like I said, I mean that's a big thing that is often super underappreciated in my opinion. I mean, you get into college weight rooms, and a lot of those guys are freshmen, and they've never lifted before, and or at least structured lifts, and that's a big thing that I think is super underappreciated.
That's a great answer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Drew, I don't know what your playing career is going to look like. You know, you could play for 5 more years. You could play for 25 more years. I mean, it's different for everyone, but I think Will would agree. I mean, you definitely have a career in coaching down the line because you just seem to get it.
Second generation, too.
Yeah. So, Drew, I'm going to hit you with 3 more questions. We'll get you out of here about the 15-minute mark. A couple rapid fire questions here. So, I mean, you traveled all over the country. You played in a lot of tournaments. You played in a lot of stadiums. Which city had the best food?
You know, when we went to Kansas City for the Baseball Factory All-American game, we had some. And Kansas City's known for their barbecue, but we ate at a spot and it was pretty legit. So,
you want to give them a shout out? Do you know the name of it?
I don't even know the place. They took us there, but it was good. I mean, I'm sure we could we could figure it out if we had enough time. So.
All right. Second question. You saw a billion arms this summer. It's the best single pitch you saw this summer.
Best single pitch. I got a two-way tie. One, either Charlie Soto's changeup, which I'm sure has said a lot. I mean that thing's legit, or Tate McKee's breaking ball. Tate's breaking ball.
Good answer.
Is 83, and it's a fastball until it's about 5 foot in front of the plate, and then all of a sudden it's boom, and it's just off the table. It's one of the best pitches I've seen.
That's a good answer. I think we saw Tate at Perfect Game National, and his breaking ball really jumped out to us, if I'm remembering the showcase correctly. So, good answer. I mean, not the. There's a lot of cookie cutter answers out there. I like those. Those were good.
Yeah.
All right. Last question.
I was probably there when you saw that Charlie Soto change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East Coast Pro.
Yeah.
All right. Last question for you. We always end on this question. Random fact. What's the most random fact that you know about anything that not a lot of people know? That one fact that lives rent free in your brain.
Ooh. My random fact is 40% of Georgia Tech graduates are millionaires when they die.
You never stop recruiting, do you, Drew? I dig that though. That is that's a really, really good. That's a good statistic. And
you know what that is, Joe? That's leverage.
That's leverage. That's
a big number. I mean, that's
leverage. Yeah, that's right.
a lot. And you know, you can go look back at it. There's about 22,000 big leaguers that have ever played, and about 4,000 of them have died millionaires. So that's about 18%.
So you're better off just going to Georgia Tech, getting your degree, than you are going to signing. Someone's got to pay you.
Yep, somebody's gonna have to pay.
Drew Burress, man, the pride of Georgia. Everyone knows who you are, Drew, and I'm sure next July when the draft rolls around, I mean, even more people are going to know Drew Burress's name. So appreciate you joining us on the show, and excited to see what this spring looks like for you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right.